Hi, I'm Edina City Manager Scott Neal, and you're watching On the Job, a show where we introduce you to the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job. Hi, you're meeting me today on Ryan Avenue, and we're going to do something today that's important to the overall systems and life in Edina, and it's something that we typically do in the spring. We're going to flush a hydrant. And with me today is our utility supervisor, Nate Cutterlick. Nate,
Scott.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself as a utility supervisor. What's your job like? What's a typical day like for you?
My typical day is utility supervisor. I come in the morning, I gather work requests for the guys, I coordinate work orders for them during the day, and I send the crew off to do their work.
So Nate and the teams that he works with really care for one of the most important things in our city, and that is the health and safety of our water supply. Without a healthy and safe water supply, we're in trouble as a community.
That is correct. Yep.
And not only do we depend on you and your team for a healthy and safe water supply, but we also need that for firefighting as well. So the safety of our buildings and structures and everything else in Edina. And I know in the spring, one of the things that you all have to do is come out and flush hydrants, right? So Tell us a little bit about what happens when you flush a hydrant.
So flushing hydrants gives us an opportunity to inspect the hydrants for that safety purpose. Firefighting, anything like that.
We're going to do this in a second, and we're going to see water fly out of there, and we're probably going to see discolored water, right?
Yes.
What is it? What's in the water that makes it that color?
Just throughout the year, so we do this annually, throughout the year, sediments start to break down in the water, iron, manganese, stuff that we can't completely get out of the water by filtering.
Okay. So is the water safe to drink, even though it has that different color stuff in it?
Iron and manganese is safe.
Okay.
It's just a mineral. It's pretty much more aesthetics. No one likes to have that rusty orange water in their system. Are
you ready to show me how we go about doing this?
I am ready.
All right, let's do it. Let's open a hydrant.
All right. Well, we'll leave the mechanism here first. There's some things to check when you're flushing a hydrant. So first of all, make sure you're always touching the flag stick with gloves on. These are made of fiberglass. Over time, they break down because of the sun beating on them, and they'll start to fray. Okay. And you'll get little fiberglass in your in your hands. So always wear gloves.
Good.
So what I want you to do is take this. It's got a spring on the back. Take this and just stick it in the ground like that, enough so that it doesn't pop back up, just like that.
Because that's going to hurt if it whacks me in the face.
Yes, correct. And it gets it all the way so we can do a nice smooth rotation. Yep, just like that.
All right.
Second, we want to make sure the hydrant is completely off before we open up any of the caps. So what I want you to do is grab this, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Now you feel a hard spot right in there, right?
Lefty-loosey, yeah.
So that's opening. You don't want to open. You want to close.
I want to close?
Yeah, you want to make sure it's closed.
That's an important detail.
Yep, so it's closed.
All right.
Second, you want to make sure the caps are on. So you don't want any water, you want to make sure these caps are tight. Okay, so you take the hydrant wrench, tighten the caps up, like so.
Okay.
I'll have you do the other one.
All right.
So second, now that we know the hydrant's closed, the 2.5-inch caps are on tight, we can open up the front streamer where we're going to flush the hydrant. That's other way.
Other way.
Yep, just like that. So this is called the stores fitting, so it's a quick neck fitting. It's mainly for firefighter purposes, so they're quick on. So all you got to do to put, this is just the cap, so when we take the hose, you go on, it's a quick hookup, and it's on, just like that, instead of threading on the old hydrants that you see around town.
The Hose Monster 2000.
Just put that out there.
All right.
Yep. Yep, just like that. So you want to take this end. So you see these grooves right here?
Yep.
You got to hit those grooves right in there.
Can do.
Okay.
And then right?
Yep. And you hear that snap?
I did.
Now that's a locking mechanism on the back so that it's not going to fly off when you're flushing.
Good.
Right?
All right.
So now you can grab your hydrant wrench.
Yep.
Twist this for you.
Oh, don't show him redoing my work now.
No, don't put that in there. So now you can just start opening up the hydrant nice and slow. And what's happening? What's happening as Scott's opening the hydrant? The rod is actually screwing a rod down into the seat, which is letting water come up. You can start hearing
I can hear it.
The water come. Yep. So it keeps slowly opening. Yep.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
So it's always normal to see a little discoloration as the water's coming out at first, because the hydrant lead is stagnant water that's been sitting in there since last year.
How do you know when enough has come out?
So right now you have to open it up all the way. So as the water starts getting clean, I always tell the guys to open up the hydrant all the way to know that it's operating functionally. If the water still looks clear to you, you can leave it open for a good 30 seconds to a minute and then just start shutting it down.
There we go.
Yep, keep going.
Keep going?
Yep. So right now you're seeing about 1,500 to 1,800 gallons per minute being shot out of the hydrant. We need a good 2.5 feet per second of volume of water to really scour that water main to move debris and particles that have been laying in it throughout the year. So the water looks pretty clear to me running down the stream, so now you can start closing it. So as Scott's closing it, oh, that's a little bit too fast. We gotta close it slowly. We're moving a large volume of water, so we wanna close it slowly so we're not creating what's called a water hammer on the system, which could cause breaks in the system. Not necessarily here, but it could cause breaks down the road. So as you start feeling the resistance and the noise, just start slowing down. Yep, just like that. Yep, so go all the way tight. Yep, just like that. Now go back until you find the sweet spot. There's always a sweet spot there. It's a nice little loose spot. Right there it is.
All right.
So if you see a hydrant cap that's off, it's on purpose during the flushing season, because we're letting the hydrant drain. At the end of the day, the operators give themselves enough time to go back around to the hydrants that they flushed and put the caps back on.
All right, so somebody comes back around later today.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
then put the flag back up. Make sure to grab at the bottom.
Wow. Nate, this is great. Thanks for showing me this.
You're welcome.
And I think from our resident standpoint, you know, I would tell you most people don't really appreciate the kind of the criticality of a safe water supply. So the more chances we can bring this kind of information to them, the better. So thank you for what you do for the city, and we appreciate it very much.
Yep, thank you.
You've been watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes to introduce you to the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job.